that treacherous music but intro, you may begin.
Alright, I'm Charlie Vogt. This is Ryan Johnson, Bryce Briggs, and Noah John, and we're doing the British Empire. Great Britain was the center of imperialism. They imperialized over 13.1 million square miles of land, and at its greatest extent, the British Empire controlled 458 million people. And this is a map of all the territory that was affected by the British.
Great Britain ruled countries in two different ways. One was through dominions, and a dominion is a sovereign territory of government. Basically, Britain provided protect for that country while stealing some of their resources. And here are some of the examples of the dominions. Canada, Australia, South Africa, and parts of China. One of the other ways were direct rule. Direct rule is when the government controls the actual states. The only two countries to be under direct rule were India and Ireland.
The British controlled Ireland, started to control Ireland in the late 19th century. The Irish wanted independence, however, but as more they struggled to get independence, the British just kind of had an iron fist over them. They waged war with them, and it led to the south of Ireland to gain its independence, or Ireland as we know today, and Northern Ireland to stay true to the British crown.
In India, the East India Company began trading in the 1600s, and by the mid-1800s, they had control of 3/5 of India from the Mughal Empire. When the Mughal Empire crumbled, the East India Company took over and then became the government, which is from by the mid-1800s, the British forced sepoys to become part of the army, and sepoys are Indian people. This eventually led to a sepoy rebellion, which failed, but after this, Parliament ended the rule of the East India Company and replaced it with the British Raj. The British rule caused peace and organization in India. The British left India during 1947.
The British were the main cause of all the spheres of influence in China through wars for the British opium wanting to open up ports inside of China. The opium was a drug that was very addictive, and it's like crack. The opium wars, which there were two, the British won both of them and beat the crap out of the Chinese every time they tried. And the reason why they wanted the ports was because they wanted more silk and other valuable goods from China.
The legacy of Great Britain and the imperialism age was that it was a world power. For the most part, the countries that were imperialized were also modernized and became an important part of the world economy. However, the people within these countries suffered greatly and worked hard with little payment. Also, the British set up the economic structure of these nations that allowed for easy exploitation of the nation's resources, which is now allowing for better lives in these countries. The British architecture was also influenced in these countries. YouTube.
These are our works cited page, Wikipedia, the Prentice Hall History Textbook, and YouTube.com for the music.
And that concludes our presentation.